where you phase this phase at just the right time, so that. Yo, where is he going? Oh. And hopefully finish this off, because I want to be done. I want to be done. I want it to be over. I want it to stop. What about my build? What are you wondering? Because it started as something of a boycott about Ashes not working, and as time went on, it started to tick more and more boxes for things that we wanted and things that the group needed. Yeah, I want to stop the pain. That's true. That's true. So what is there anything specific you're wondering about? It's full diviner, scholar, forced knight on the greatsword, and bloodlust knight on the sword focus. Scholar runes, yeah. Oh, actually, I technically have a single dragon ring, but it could be a diviner ring. The difference is obviously in you'd have a little more boon duration and slightly less. You understand. Thinking of the pros and cons. Well, the cons are, for me, I am very much, if you can see my builds on the left there, very much a Guardian main, very much a Firebrand main. And for me, the con of running Condi here is to train my brain into just not using Ashes of the Just, because it does nothing. It doesn't do less damage. It doesn't do different damage. It doesn't do any fucking damage. It does nothing. So it wastes a page. It wastes damage. It wastes time. So that's a bit of a negative. Diviner lets me bring more boon duration because it's full diviner, so it's more forgiving if I don't spam my buttons off cooldown, if my aiming of the cone of the mantra isn't perfect, if my team is a little more out of position. It's a little more forgiving in that regard, at least in principle. It's big sad. Yeah, it's big sad, bro. It's so sad. Literally, before I actually commissioned proper sub badges, Ashes of the Just was my 9-month sub badge. Because it's that important to who I am as a Guild Wars player. So, like I said, it started as a boycott of oh, well, I can't use Ashes, I'm not going to run Condi. And it started as kind of a joke, but then it's okay, well, it's performing comparably to our other Condi brand. I'm sure a really seasoned, super honed in Condi brand could do as well or better than me, and that's fine. But it performs comparably. I have more CC this way. I have more mobility this way. There was a time where I needed to use Leap of Faith to leap out of Primo's Bite. That's less of an issue now. But it was a little, a tick in the pros. It has more mobility. I started bringing Merciful. Yeah, exactly. I got Sword 2 as well. I started bringing Merciful a few days ago. I think this Wednesday or last Friday, because we form Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I started bringing Merciful to try to get better salvages, because sometimes someone would go down across the map and there's just nothing we can do. They're just dead before we get there. So I love Merciful. It's probably my second favorite skill in the game. So that's the reason for that initially. Yeah, 'cause you suggested it. Yeah, that's true. Gab suggested it. I forgot about that. And I love Merciful. I can't turn down an excuse to use Merciful. It runs all the same power stuff you would expect. It can still do the MI used to greed. I know. Yeah, I just don't have to worry about it. I can just sit in the bite until the spread pop goes off, and then I can blink out. And it's not like my greeting. A, it's not like my greeting matters because I'm fucking power quick brand. My damage is not anything to write home about. But B, it's Primordius. Who cares, who cares if we do incredible damage at Primordius? Shadow Abyss everything. Oh no. Oh no. Shadow Abyss everything. Actually, you're going to be able to see my Aureliums really well. Oh god, look how black it is. Black as the Ace of Spades. Join the dark side. Imagine I was wearing all 8 of them. I'd look real pretty. There's one already there. There we go. Look at that sparkly bitch. Oh, I love it. That's the one downside to being super bright white is you just can't see them all. Oh, I look great. Anyway, so yeah, mobility is a thing. You can bring more boon duration. So not only is my quickness easier to upkeep, the occasional protection, my own resolution, stability for my team, Aegis, all these things last long. Protection, it all lasts longer. Swiftness, even if I need to give it. The only con I see is you're squishier in diviners and ritualists. That's true. That's true. That's fairly true. It's not something I really worry about in this specific fight for the most part, because if you get hit, you're basically dead, you know? A Void and 8 Abyssal. I think Void covers everything, and I think multiple Abyssal stacking... Multiple Abyssal stacking... Doesn't it... does it change anything? Because I didn't think it did. I have 3 on another Guardian. But anyway, it lets me. Oh, it also another pro acre. Do you want black or black acre or black or acre or anyway? However you want me to refer to you, let me know. Another pro is it lets me use Night Sigil. It lets me abuse that a little bit. So because it's, you know, nighttime Harvest Temple. There was something. It was like one other thing I'm trying to think of. You can, I mean, you can crit cap as well. I'm with burning, on a burning foe with fury and resolution. This is 99.9%. So like 1 in 10,000. Oh, I want to invite Zach. That's true. Actually, I think he's on my friends list. There we go. That's easy. Call me Hey You. Okay, perfect. There's just, like I said, it started as kind of a meme, but then, like, as time has gone on, as I've developed it and worked with this team and another team, my buddies, Hexen and Flock and well, I don't think Flock's in the actual prog group, but he's in that friend circle. Anyway, in that group, I started with them, actually, and as I've kind of gone on and progressed through and learned each of the dragons, like, there are just these little bits and pieces of things that are sort of pros in ticking a lot of these boxes of things that are helpful. And I've even sort of adopted this turbo push thing that I keep saying to my squad, where if I need to, I can hit the heart 8 times with Zealot's Defense, and then 9 times with Ray of Judgment, and I take Stoic Demeanor too. The helmet's more shiny. What's the memeiest build you've beaten a CM with? Probably. I've done Condi Core Guard. I've done Plague Doctor Quickbrand. I've done. Does Fractal CMs count? Because I beat Syax in my precast build, which has Hounds of Balthazar and Shouts and nothing else. Does that count? That's pretty memey. And that combo's much better range for pushing. Exactly. Someone suggested Torch, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Torch 5 pushes very fast, but the range is like meh." But yeah, if I can, this is 600 range and this is 1200 range. And so you'll see me, those count. Okay, perfect. So you'll see me, you know, I'll be on this side pushing, and then I'll blink over here and immediately start pushing the other way. So it's just the turbo push thing that I call out is because I've just hit the orb 17 fucking times. You know what I mean? And then if I want to, another thing, it's a bit of an inversion. Let me quickly mute my team here real quick, because it's such an inversion. As a super diehard Condi Firebrand main, this specific power Quickbrand build is such an inversion of what I'm used to playing for Condi Firebrand. Because in normal Condi Firebrand, it's like, you know, Chapter 1 kind of sucks. Never use Chapter 3 because it's CC. Prioritize Ashes because it's so powerful. Here, it's like never use Ashes. It's garbage. Use Chapter 3 for the CC all the time. And then if I wanted to, I could do Sword 3, Focus 4, and then before it gets too far away, I can throw some Justice Chapter 1s and push it some more. It's lunacy. So, I even, for that reason and for others, I briefly debated taking 8-page. I am an 8-page enjoyer. This is my main go-to build right here. 8-page Virtues, that's my go-to. But I briefly debated it for a slightly extra Justice pushes, and also more Courage Bubbles when the needs arise for Courage Bubbles. I found that my quickness uptime was slightly lower than I had wanted it, though, so I opted in. I'll try to show you here during Jormag, but much like an Elementalist switching attunements, you can drop the tome and continue the cast. I'll try to show you. I'll try to show you if I can remember. But that's the only thing I think is worth it, is to go into tome, drop chapter 4, and come right back out and keep swinging your greatsword. I think, again, I've done 0 numbers, 0 testing. I don't really know. That's just what feels good. So take that with whatever grain of salt you feel you ought to. So just something like this, really quick like that, and immediately back out. We're getting all this free damage, this 19k number. That's all just from chapter 4, 24k or so. Very quick in, very quick out, giggity. I need to get my blood loosed anyway. Blood loosed. $23, $24, that last one over there. That's a bad one, maybe? Nope, that's the Devourer.
Still knock you over, so.
I'm sold. It's just so different. It's so different. When this next time quick branding HTCM, like I said, look, here it is performing comparably, and I've made mistakes. You know, I don't have full bloodlust. I'm hanging out with you guys more than I'm worried about my rotation, so like really focused on it. And I also am wearing 8 different statted Aureliums instead of all my power infusions. That's gonna hit my damage a little. But I mean, come on, you can actually see them. Look how pretty I am. But yeah, there's just a lot of, like I said, it started as a joke, and as time's gone on, like, you know, this is a little more viable than I thought. Now, I've also said if they ever switch Ashes to being functional here, like, I'll just switch back to my normal Condi quick brand and never look back. You know, this will be a silly meme for the history books, but like the CC, I feel useless. Yeah, well, you got your axe, and that's it. You know, I can use Binding Blade. I can use Justice just for CC and not worry about, like, oh, I'm wasting DPS because I'm using it for CC. You know, you've got kind of, you still have Taunt. Don't do that. Don't pull me out there. You still have Taunt. That's still there. A little hard to use, yes, but let's see. Here we go. We can hit this. Turbo pushing. Look at that. And it's just on the other side of the map almost immediately. Get everybody kind of close together here. Start stacking up some quack. You can, like I mentioned, you can take advantage of Night Sigil. Like, it just started as a joke, and then I'm like, on second thought, you know, want Binding Blade the Maulers so people don't have to ring focus. You could do that. You absolutely could do that. It's a little bit of CC. It's a little bit of, I mean, you could also even perfect it and bring more Berserker stats than I do, because I don't bring any. The code for structures dates back to Ascalonian catacombs. Oh, that sucks. You're probably right. You're probably right. What was I saying? I don't even remember what I was saying. Quinn, you distracted me with disappointing news. Oh, I was saying you could even bring some, you could even min-max it more and bring more Berserker, or any Berserker really, and like really push more damage and really outperform a Condi brand if you're really confident in your mantra timings and position, your group's positioning. Like, there's a lot you could really excel with. Let's give some resistance, why not? I ain't done that in a while. Or you could stay full diviner like I choose to, and don't swing. That's fine. Not necessarily trying to sell you on the build per se, just explaining my rationale and point of view. And both the other group that I initially started this with and my main static group, they don't mind. They've even joked with me a little bit ago. They're like, the YouTube comments on this are going to be asking about Hellmasker's build, and it's going to be funny. And, well, probably full diviners rather not drop quickness. That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. And you can just sit in Greatsword and just make numbers happen. You can run. I was playing with Centaur runes. Yes, Centaur. I'm not memeing. Just by the proxy of doing your quickness with Liberator's Vow, you just give like 20 seconds of swiftness every 10 seconds. It's amazing. I'll lose a bit of damage that way, but didn't get the style point. I got knocked off. You gotta have stab. Scholar is kind of a meme anyways. Yeah, my uptime is very good up until then. But you could run, you know, leadership or something and really double down on the boon duration. You could do all kinds of things. Especially since, like, I've said it a lot over the last few weeks, but, like, if the power quickbrand's DPS is why you fail, maybe some other things are going wrong along the way. You know what I mean? And I try not, because of how many, this is maybe an issue where power is slightly worse. To do damage, I have to hit many, many times. So this may be a scenario right here where maybe Condi is a little better. I can still give Ashes. It still does some damage. But I actually try not to touch it unless an emergency. I got it. Talk about that for fucking merciful. I'm spreading hard. That was a good merciful. It didn't matter. It didn't matter, but it felt good. Oh, I fucking love merciful intervention. Oh, baby, that's good shit.